Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you all the tips, tricks, and hacks that I have for a rich chocolate cake with ganache and buttercream, and show you guys how you can make something just like this. Please enjoy the video and make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you can know when I post a new video. Enjoy! For this super rich chocolate cake, I'll be taking my triple chocolate cake mix from Betty Crocker and adding totally different ingredients than it says on the box. Make sure to keep the box in mind though, because we'll be working off of that. My first change is to add 1 extra egg than the box calls for, so instead of 3 eggs, I'll add 4 eggs. Then instead of the half cup of oil it calls for, I'll be using a half cup of melted butter or 1 stick of melted butter. Then instead of water, I'll be using milk, but you could also use coffee. The newest tip that I have is to use these egg beaters. I actually have some pastel ones that match my baking supplies perfectly, and this ensures that fluffy texture that you want in a chocolate cake without dirtying your mixer that you'll need later for your buttercream. I'm also deciding to add some milk chocolate chips to add a little extra sweetness. Then spray your pans. You can never have too much cooking spray in your pans because they might stick. As you can see, I didn't add enough because my spray was a little empty, so my cakes had a bit of a hard time getting out of the pan, but it all worked out in the end. Then to ensure that the cakes don't stick even more, I'm going to be adding about a tablespoon of flour to each cake pan, and this will adhere to the cooking oil. And last but not least, I'm going to be putting a circle of parchment paper in the bottom of my pan so my cakes come out easily. As you can see, I like to use an ice cream scoop, and for these 6-inch cakes, I'm using about 5.5 scoops for each cake. Then I'm going to put them on my tray and bake them in the oven for 350 for 15 to 20 minutes, but since every oven is different, I would recommend starting out with a 10-minute timer and going from there. Just bake until a toothpick or skewer is inserted and comes out clean. The next step in our cake decorating process is step 2. So what we're going to be doing in this step is getting our cakes out of our pans, leveling, crumb coating, and frosting our cake. After properly chilling my cake, I'm going to go ahead and take this popsicle stick that I've marked at a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1.5 inches, then lining it up with my cake to see where I want to level it at. I decided the 1-inch mark, and I am just inserting my knife right where the line is on that popsicle stick to make sure it's even all the way around, and then following those lines when I'm taking my big bread knife all the way around my cake. Then just repeat this for all of your cakes. My next tip when frosting is to dollop a little thing of frosting on the bottom of your cake board to help your cake stick and not fly off when you're spinning it around. And then you're going to take around a 1/4 cup of frosting and frost it all in the layers of your cake, and then on the top and sides. This is called a filling and crumb coat, and you do this just to catch all of the crumbs and add extra flavor so that on your final coat you don't have any crumbs or imperfections on the outside. Now are my 2 biggest tips to frosting a cake. The first is to always keep your spatula on a frosting layer. Never have it just on the cake. Here, as you can see, I'm starting off with a load of frosting on the top of the cake and never letting my spatula touch the actual cake. And I am just letting it overflow onto the sides of my cake, or then I'm letting it spread down further. If I were to just slap it on the side of the cake, it would drip down and make a big mess. Using my delicious chocolate buttercream, I'm going to go ahead and spread it on the top in a thick layer and again let it overflow onto the bottom. Then use my offset spatula to make a thick, uneven layer, a lot thicker than I want the final layer to be. Kind of rough, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to take my cake scraper to really do the finishing touches. Here I'm also showing you how to make a makeshift cake board by using tape and a $3 Lazy Susan I got from Walmart. and then just use your cake scraper all the way around your cake and fill in any air bubbles with extra frosting. Smooth out the top using your offset spatula, and run your cake scraper all the way around the side of your cake one more time to smooth it out, and continue doing this until you have a perfect top edge. Now for my ganache, I'm going to be adding 160 grams of semi-sweet chocolate and around 60 grams of heavy whipping cream. I'm going to microwave my heavy whipping cream for about 1 minute, and then adding to my chocolate, stirring a little bit, and letting it sit for about 2 minutes to really fully melt the chocolate. After the 2 minutes, I stirred my ganache and it turns into this delicious, rich chocolate ganache, but keep in mind you can also use dark chocolate or white chocolate in this recipe. My favorite tool for a drip cake is this silicone bottle. Unlike a plastic squeeze bottle or a piping bag, you can really control the amount of drip that you're getting every time. I tested the consistency, found out it was a little too thick, and then microwaved it without the lid for around 10 seconds. You can really have any consistency that you prefer as long as it's not too hot for your cake because it could melt the buttercream. I, after looking at it, think my ganache was a little bit thick, but I kind of like the drip look that it gave. Last up, for your ganache, you're just going to squeeze the extra ganache onto the top of your cake, smooth it out, and then connect it with the drip so that there's kind of this seamless line between the two. Then I'm stimping the tip of my piping bag to release any air that gets stopped up when I added my frosting, and I'm using this jumbo star tip because it's my favorite and gives the best effect. I use it for my cupcakes and cakes, and I'm just going to fill it with my leftover chocolate buttercream. I'm kind of doing a crescent moon shape by starting out thicker, taller, and wider in the middle and getting thinner and shorter as I go down to about half of my cake. I really love the look this gives, and it distinctly has a back, so if you have any mistakes, you can put those at the back so that everyone's eyes will pay attention to the front. And my cake was complete. I really hope you guys liked this video and learned some new tricks, and please make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can see all of these cool DIY projects and recipes that I have for future videos. Have a great day! Bye!